Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good evening to teacher. Today our group will do the oral presentation, but firstly I want to introduce ourselves. My name is Aina Inshira binti alias matric number 03 DPB 21F1006. Today I want to talk about flood. What is flood? Flood in Malaysia are one of the most regular natural disasters affecting this country, which occurs early every year, especially during the monsoon season. The coast of Peninsular Malaysia are the most prone to flooding, especially during the northeast monsoon season from October to March. I did a research about the flood happened recently. It was a big flood I've been through. On 16 December 2021, a tropical depression made landfall on the eastern coast of Peninsular Malaysia, bringing torrential downpours throughout the peninsula for 3 days. The resulting floods affecting 8 states across the country have left at least 45 dead and 2 missing. During the furthest extent, it caused the concurrent displacement of more than 71,000 residents and have affected over 125,000 on the overall. A situation when floods hit, people will losing their house and they losing their food source. And many people will living in fear and they also in deep trauma. I can feel the feeling because all the social media and TV channel have been many news about them. I'm so sad after see their life. It's so horrible. At the moment, people being selfish to protect their life, so they do not care about other thing anymore. Cause of floods, some people might get hurt and dead. If flood came all of the sudden, people might do not have time to protect their clothes and their money, their things and others. To be careful, people have to keep their important documents at the safe place so that it will be easier to find if flood come all of the sudden. Because of that, animal lives are also affected as do not have time to take a shelter like cat and chickens. I saw many cats are dead because they drowned by the floods. Many people trying to save their cats, but sadly they cannot protect them. The causes of the flood is the situation happened because monsoon season. Monsoon season is the common season in Malaysia every year. Monsoons are most often associated with the Indian Ocean. In summer season and the water season, determine the need for most of Indian and Southeast Asia. According what I explained just now, the wind came from Indian Ocean and came to Malaysia. So the heavy rainfall will be happen every year in the last of the year will happen. We call musim tengkujuh. The second one is severe flooding swept through parts of the Sabah state in Malaysia after heavy rain on 15 September. This also I wishes about Sabah. There are many heavy rainfall at there. The rain is also true to have been the cause of landslide where is people died. I saw a video from media social and it's viral. Showed streets of the state capital Kota Kinabalu under flood, water over 1.5 meters deep. It's so dangerous to children, so parents keep their children safely. Okay, last but not least, lacks of waterways. We should to take seriously about the lacks of waterways. Many people like to throw their trash into the waterways, like drainage. If drainage clogged by the trash, the water did not flow well. The government should widen the drainage so water can flow smoothly. And also villages should must cooperate to clean the drainage and drain at least once a week. This action can prevent day from a big flood, so that our village too will clean if we take care of this situation. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Oh, but wait, I have a question to Aina Hazira. What outcome from this disaster? I want you to answer this. Thank you. Alright,
Aina, I have answer for that question. My name is Nur Aina Hazira binti Alias. Novometry 03 DPB 21F1054. Floods can occur in flat or low-lying areas when the rate of water supply by rain or snow is higher than the rate of drying. Excess water will accumulate somewhere and can sometimes reach dangerous depth. Surface soil can become saturated with water, which effectively stops water infiltration. Infiltration is also slow in areas of frozen soil, stone, concrete, paved or roof area. Area flooding begins in flat areas such as floodplain and in local depression areas that are not connected to flow channel because the land flow velocity depend on the surface slope. Indirect basins may experience flood in areas when water distribution exceed the rate of evaporation. Flood may occur as a result of overflow of water from water reservoirs, such as river, lakes, or ocean. When water overflow or breaks embankment, causing some of the water to exceed normal boundaries, or it may occur as a result of rainwater accumulate in saturated soils in flooded areas. Although the size of a lake or other body of water varies with the change of the rainy season and melting snow, this change in size will not be considered significant unless it flood the property or drowns pet. Flood can also occur in river when the flow rate exceeds the flow capacity of the river, especially at bend or winding area in waterway exceed the flow capacity of the river, especially at bend or winding area in waterways. Flood often cause damage to homes and business if they are in the natural floodplain of river. Altered river flood damage can be avoided by moving from river and other bodies of water. People have traditionally lived and worked on the banks of river because the land is usually flat and fertile, and because rivers also provide easy movement and access for trade and industry. Some flood develop slowly, while other like flash flood can develop in a minute and without sign of rain. In addition, flood can be localized, affecting neighborhood or communities, or very large, affecting entire river basin. Ways to reduce heavy flooding in the future: providing drains that have become shallow as a result of sewage should always be clean. With this, overflow water and rain can flow well. Next, river deepening project. Most of the flood occur due to the shallowness of the river. If in the past the river was able to flow a large amount of water at a time, now the flow has decreased. This is due to the process of deposition and disposal of waste material. Then steps to address this problem is to carry out the process of deepening the river by dredging or the mud and impurities found in the river. When this process is done, the river not only becomes deep but is able to drain large amounts of rainwater. Next, preserving the forest. Logging active where exploration in riverside areas are favored cause soil erosion and collapse into the river. The same situation also occur when vigorous logging activities are carried out on hill slope. Therefore, forest conservation is a good way to deal with flood. Forests can be used as catchment areas that can absorb rainwater from flowing directly to the earth and industrial waste into river and ditch. To address this problem, awareness to the community needs to be disclosed so that this negative activity do not continue to be done, such as holding campaign to love the river and so on. Last but not least, controlling human activity. Floods that occur mainly in the city are due to the dumping of garbage and unavoidable catastrophe, especially when it involves heavy rains. However, effort should be made to reduce the effect of flood. Women should also always be alert to this incident. Curtain bodies should also be responsible for ensuring that the river is always clean and not used as a garbage dump. Flood and that all from me, and I will pass to Saifuddin.
Thank you, Aina Hazira. Hello, my name is Ahmad Saifuddin bin Ahmad Niza. I will continue our oral presentation with community action in helping flood victims. As we know, on social media and daily news, there are a lot of NGO that giving donation towards many people. What is NGO? NGO is a voluntary group or institution with a social mission. There are some of the NGOs that join the mission. For example, Pertubuhan Kasih Niloufar by Niloufar, Pertubuhan Kasih Umat Malaysia by Ustaz Albert Liu, and other more. After that, if we open our social media such as Instagram and Twitter, we can find many dignitaries of Malaysia that also helping flood victims. As I said, we know that Caprice, Sharifah Shahira, Tan Sri Michelle and other more also joined this humanitarian aid. Locals and some people that have vehicles which suitable for flood condition also rescuing other people with their facilities. If we ever experience flood, we will know that people using 4x4 pickups or lorry and maybe some boat for helping each other. My fellow friends, we have reached to the conclusion part. There are 3 conclusions that I found from this flood disaster. Firstly, we must be more careful of Malaysia environment nowadays, as we know that our country weather's uncertain. Maybe sometimes it will rain. No one knows. Then, as humans that have responsibility towards environment, we should increasing the number of wooden tree by planting it as much as we can for maintaining soil quality. Increasingly, soil quality will make water from rainfall easily absorbed. And last but not least, authorities of Malaysia must be more sensitive and taking care of this situation. Malaysian citizens need efficient government that able to look after the welfare of society. Okay, I will answer that question. For me, I do some of things that usually other people will do it, like me. Okay, since this disaster started, I had gave some donations that I able to. I also pray for their safety and health, wish that everything will be simplified. Then, I always keep update with current situation. I can find out which place that their flood has receded and which place that started being flood. Lastly, I always careful of any possibilities of having flood at my place. So, I think maybe that's all of my action. And maybe it is also the ending of my group presentation. Thank you for listening. Once again, thank you for lending your ears.